Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be an OU battle, but this is not just going to be just any OU battle. It's actually going to be an OU battle from a tournament that I had that was hosted by my friend Jodor. And yeah, my opponent for this battle is going to be SoulSoldier64. Jeez, man. I was about to call him SoulSilver64. It's SoulSoldier64. But yeah, so because this is a tournament, I decided to bring a relatively good team. And it's going to be this one. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this team, but it's actually a team that I actually used against Shofu like a while ago. So it's kind of an old team, but it's a team that kind of has been working effectively, and it's one that I consider to be a pretty good one. And isn't it obvious because of the freaking combination of Tapu Lele and the freaking Halucha. But yeah, but there's a Swampert, which is a Pokemon I do like. Not as much as Sharpedo, but it definitely is a Pokemon that I like and that I've used quite in a number of battles, although not recently, but you know what I mean. Bottom line is that I am going to be bringing what I consider to be my A game, and it's going to be this try-hardness of a rain team, because yeah, that's kind of what it is if the Pelipper and the Swampert wasn't very obvious. But yeah, I wanted to see if I can actually put more work into this team, because I kind of haven't showcased this team very much, in all honesty. So yeah, we're going to try it against Soul Soldier here. He's going to be our first opponent for this first round of this tournament that was, once again, hosted by my good buddy Jodor. I'll leave his handles in the description so you guys can check him out. But yeah, anyways, so he's going to lead off with Landorus-T. I'm going to lead off with Pelipper. Because a lot of Landorus-Ts don't typically carry rock moves nowadays, or at least I think so. Or at least from my experiences, that's been the case. I decided that I'll just stay in, go for a U-turn, see if he actually does carry a rock move, and if he does, well, rip me. But as you can see, he does not seem to have one, because he does switch out and go into I was going to say Landorus-T, but no, he goes into Tyranitar. Now, so I went for the U-turn. I didn't think he'd stay in, because if he stayed in, I'd probably scald it or something. But I didn't think he'd stay in, so I went for the U-turn and went straight to Kartana because he went into Tyranitar. You know, switch advantage stuff and all that. So he's now gonna switch out, go into Charizard. I went for the Swords Dance because I kind of was hoping he would not go into Charizard, but he does. So now what I gotta hope for now is that this is actually the Charizard X and not the Charizard Y, because if it's the Charizard Y, we could have just a tad bit of issues. So what I'm gonna do right here is actually scout if this is a Charizard Y or X by going for Substitute, because look, if he goes for Dragon Dance, it turns out to be a Charizard X, I'll be behind the Substitute, he'll have to go for Flare Blitz, and I just, wham, hit this thing really hard with a Sacred Sword. However, because he went for Flare Blitz and did not Mega Evolve, I have a feeling that either this is not the Mega whatsoever, or he's just trying to conceal it really well against me. But I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna go straight for this Fightinium Z right now. I was kind of hoping that he'd Mega Evolve right here into Charizard X, but he didn't, so I was like, damn it. But I was just hoping now that this all-up Homely either weakens it or takes it out completely, because I mean, if I don't KO this thing, it can go for Dragon Dance and then KO me, or it can just KO me right away. Both are bad, especially the Dragon Dancing set part. But thankfully it is able to take it out, surprisingly, honestly, because for a resisted hit, I didn't think it'd survive, honestly. Or I didn't think it survived. Or I didn't think it not survive. Jeez, that was really hard to say. But anyways, so I did take out the Charizard, which is really good. Now I don't have to worry about fire types, except when I do have to worry about them, because what he does here is bring in Tapu Lele. I stayed in risking wanting to see if it was Scarf or not. It was, and he just hits me with a Hidden Power Fire, which does take out my Kartana, so that kind of sucks. But it's good to know that now it's Choice Scarf and not Specs, because if it was Specs, it might have been a little bit more annoying, because I'd be switching around quite a lot. But it would have been gone right here if it was Specs though. So yeah, but Choice Scarf is still kind of a problem. So I go into Pelipper right here just to, you know, get the rain up, and the fact that he's locked into Hidden Power Fire tells me that he's not gonna switch out, or that he is gonna switch out, not switch out. Jeez, what kind of fool would stay in with a Hidden Power Fire? I don't know. But he goes back into Tyranitar, obviously to get rid of the freaking rain, and I'm just gonna pivot into Swampert here with U-turn from Pelipper, so that I can get the Mega Evolution with Swampert already. What he's gonna do here is go straight into Toxapex, because he does not want to lose Tyranitar yet. It's pretty good for handling that rain core that I have right here. So what I'm going to do here is Mega Evolve, obviously. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch because I was kind of anticipating the Landorus switch in. It's not typically a switch in the Swampert, but I don't know. A lot of people do like to switch in Landorus just to get the Intimidate off, so I kind of was afraid he'd just do that. and then maybe like damage me, and then if I take out the Landorus-T, he'd switch in something with my Pokemon getting kind of weakened in the attack stat and whatnot. So yeah, but anyways, he switched into Toxapex. I go for the Earthquake right here. He could have easily gone into Landorus-T right here, but he does not. So I just wanted to play it safe and not risk anything, so I just went for the Earthquake, and thankfully he does stay in, which allows me to take it out. Thankfully he did not survive the Earthquake, because if he did, it probably would have hit me with a Scald and maybe even get the burn, but none of that happened, so I'm really good right here. So what he's going to do right now is go into Tangrowth, because that matches up well with Swampert, and what I'm going to do is actually send in Ferrothorn here. Ferrothorn takes a lot of Tangrowth's hits, especially if it's if they're supposed to be directed at Swampert. But if they carry Hidden Power Fire, that's when things can be a little bit complicated. He does go for Knockoff, which knocks off my leftovers, which means now I have no passive recovery. And I think what I do here is try to get my own rocks up, because there's a lot of switching and none of it is being punished. So I figured, yeah, let's get Stealth Rocks up now. Now here he sends in Landorus-T. I'm guessing he wants to get his own rocks up, or just go for Defog so that nothing on his team takes rocks damage on switching. So here he's gonna go for Stealth Rocks. I try to go for Leech Seed so I can at least get some HP back from the Landorus-T now that my leftovers have been knocked off. So, but unfortunately this Leech Seed ends up missing. So yeah, and because I got a little triggered at this miss, I decided to go for it again and just kind of hope he stays in. Unfortunately he does not stay in, and this Leech Seed was just for naught basically. So what I'm going to do now is just go straight for the knockoff so that I can at least knock off the freaking Assault Vest that this thing possibly has. And that way my Tapu Lele has more leisure at just simply taking this dang Tangrowth out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. He goes for Earthquake after before I go for the knockoff though. Doesn't do a lot. I don't know if he was predicting or maybe just doesn't have the Hidden Power Fire for my Ferrothorn, but yeah, I went for Earthquake, knocked off, got rid of the Assault Vest. Gotta save that for my Tapu Lele later. But anyways, he's now going to go into Tyranitar. I don't know why, honestly, because I could have Power Whip right there. But, oh, it's because this was a double switch. I switched in Hawlucha on Tangrowth on the off chance he tried to, you know, go for a Hidden Power or something. Or maybe another Earthquake like he did there. But, yeah. So, obviously this matchup between Tyranitar and Hawlucha favors Hawlucha more than Tyranitar, so obviously he's going to switch back into Tangrowth. I just go for High Jump Kick, because what's the worst he can do? Maybe send in that Landorus-T, but if he does, then I just switch out. So here, I just go for an Acrobatics now, because, I mean, what's he going to do? Switch out again? He's going to take more damage every time he switches something in all honesty. What he's going to do in here, interestingly enough, is actually send in Tapu Lele, which is actually kind of interesting, because this Hawlucha that I have right now is actually carrying the Psychic Seed, which not only activates my Unburden, but it also gives me a special defense boost, which is really, really cool. And now I can just hit this thing with an Acrobatics, which does survive the Tapu Lele does survive the Acrobatics. But because it was on switch in, I am able to take it out with another one right here. And now I don't have to worry about no Scarf Tapu Lele. Because Scarf Tapu Lele does get outsped by, does get outsped by the freaking Hawlucha if the Unburden wasn't activated, so. Or I meant to say that Hawlucha outspeeds Tapu Lele, even if it's Scarf, if the Unburden's activated. Jeez, man. I don't know why the hell that was so difficult to say. But yeah, now he goes into Landorus-T, gets the Intimidate off. I stay in because even though this thing has Hidden Power Ice, most Landorus-Ts are not typically invested in special attacks, so I didn't think that this Hidden Power Ice would do as much as it does right here, because that's a lot of damage. It has to be max special attack to have done that much, despite the Psychic Seed boost that I got in the special defense stats. So yeah, that was interesting. Now this is actually a really good play that he makes right here, because what he's going to do here is switch into Tyranitar now, anticipating me to go for the Acrobatics, because if I just stay in High Jump Kick, you know, the Landorus-T will not take any damage if he were to stay in. But he doesn't. He goes into Tyranitar, and I thought he would stay in, but he doesn't. So as a result, he switches in Landorus, and I just go down to the Sandstorm, because I was not able to take out the Tyranitar. Well, I would have lost Hawlucha anyways, but the Tyranitar would have been gone at the very least, had I KO'd it with Acrobatics, which I didn't, so yeah. So here, I'm going to go into Pelipper now, because once again, good matchup and all that. Although, not really at the same time. In all honesty, this thing can actually Stone Edge my, my Pelipper and then freaking switch out again to get rid of the Rain later. So obviously, instead of just staying in and going for Skull, I'm just going to hard switch into Ferrothorn, anticipating the Stone Edge, but he's actually going to just switch back into Tangrowth. So what I'm going to do right here is switch back out Tangrowth and go straight into Tapu Lele. Reason being is because my Ferrothorn can't really do anything to the Tangrowth, so I had to switch in Tapu Lele here. And here, I was kind of hoping he wouldn't go for knockoff so that I can hit really hard with Specs Moonblast. He ends up going for the hidden power, which I'm going to assume is the fire one, because otherwise, why else would he go for it? He was going for Earthquake earlier, so now that he switches it up to hidden power, it tells me that it's fire. So yeah, here I'm going to go for the Moonblast, take out the Tangrowth, which is really good, because that thing was really annoying. And I was able to take it out thanks to the fact that I got rid of its Assault Vest, so yeah, it's pretty cool. So now he's going to send out Landorus-T, probably trying to scare me into thinking that maybe this is a Scarf Landorus, which, by the way, if it were, it would definitely KO my Tapu Lele from where it is right now. So, but thankfully, I didn't fall for it, and I am able to take out this Landorus-T with a Moonblast. And then his last Pokemon, which is Tyranitar, is weakened enough that Stealth Rocks is just going to take it out, basically. And that's going to be the whole game. We are going to win this battle 4-0, which is nice. This allows us to advance to round 2. Which you'll see in a bit, but that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching, and good game to SoulSoldier64. That was a pretty interesting battle. So yeah, stay tuned for round 2, like I said earlier, and I'll catch you guys in the next time, in the next battle. But for now, just take it easy, and happy Cinco de Mayo.